This is the world's shortest flight.
You know what the record is for the shortest time?
53, I think.
53 seconds? Oh my gosh. There is so much more to this than just a flight.
But why would I go to all this trouble just for a quick flight? Well, I'm genuinely curious. Is it actually necessary? And who the heck takes it? As for where in the world this flight is, well, here's a hint. It's not one of Taylor Swift's 3-minute flights on her private jet.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't good for the environment.
It is, however, probably just as hard to get onto. And you'd have to be an idiot to travel across the world for an 80-second flight.
We got flights, baby!
No, but really, I'm quite literally racing time itself because this flight leaves in 59 hours and it is
4,626 miles away. Holy crap, that's a long ways.
I'm usually not too worried about a video going wrong, but if even one of my flights gets delayed, my entire journey is ruined. My first step is catching a flight from Austin, Texas to Washington, D.C. for a 2-hour layover before boarding my next flight. Oh, this is a lot of flights. Which drops me off in Edinburgh, Scotland for exactly 6 hours. This is actually my first time in the United Kingdom, and of course, I immediately run into a member of the Too Easy Army.
My name's Rakan.
What do you think about the shortest flight in the world? How long do you think it is?
10 minutes.
Not even close. 80 seconds.
80 seconds.
80 seconds.
And as I was waiting for my next flight, admiring the tarmac, I found out that the world's shortest flight is actually shorter than just the runway at this airport. And look at this cute little plane. I hope it doesn't crash. And that flight took me to Kirkwall, where I got to see a sneak peek of the plane that takes the shortest flight because it's stored at this airport. That's when I realized that plane is even smaller. How in the world is it going to safely take me across an ocean?
Is this the plane for the shortest flight in the world? That's the one? Oh man. Have you been on it a couple times?
I have not been on it.
You've not been on?
No, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's too small.
And if that wasn't terrifying enough, I have a 14-hour layover. Thankfully, I made an unexpected friend on my flight, which is completely out of character for me, but totally changed the entire trajectory of my trip. Her name is Winnie, and she invited me over to her house for tea before the last leg of my journey.
I literally just got here, and I've already been invited to tea. We got coffee here with Winnie. Thank you so much, Winnie. Delicious Italian coffee.
Winnie asked me if I wanted a top-up, but I heard something different.
Oh, a top-off. Okay, I was like, what is a top-off?
And for a second there, I thought I was gonna have to remind her that I'm a married man. But as Winnie offered me some of her local bread from a store that I've never heard of,
I got it in Lidl. Have you heard of Lidl?
No, where's Little?
I couldn't help but realize that one simple conversation on a plane with a nice lady led to an invitation to not only drink tea and eat food, but be invited to a choir concert a few days away. Before I left, I asked her,
80-second flight. You think it's worth it to come all the way from Texas?
I think you're mad.
and she might have been right. So with those beautiful words of affirmation, I was off to the final leg of my journey. And since I'm practically a local now, I decided to ask this stranger to help film me.
Could you hold this for me? Can you hold the camera? No, other way. I am officially 22 miles away from the shortest flight in the world. It has been 2.5 days of travel. I'm running off about 6 hours of sleep in the last 2.5 days. I'm so close. That's it, we're good. No, you're good. Thank you.
So I'm here, but I haven't told you where here is. It has everything you could ever want. The ocean, a grocery store, puffins, some form of a penguin, one restaurant, and even a soccer field.
Ronaldo does score!
This is Westray Island, population 588. Home of the shortest flight in the world. And this is it. I am just 12 hours from the shortest flight in the world, but you remember how I told you that I'm an expert planner? Well, I forgot to plan a place to spend the night. Now, this story is getting a bit crazy, but stick with me, I'll be quick. After chatting with a local, I was not only able to find a place to stay, one thing led to another, and I was on a boat with a band heading to another island for the biggest party of the year. Yeah, I cannot make this up. Probably the craziest night of my life with a bunch of strangers.
So bad. Dancing.
And even though I've never been to a Scottish ceilidh before, I weirdly felt at home. Today is the day. I'm exactly 1 hour and 3 minutes from taking the shortest flight in the world. I've traveled 4,626 miles for this. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds so silly when I say it. I guess let's go. I actually have to bring you. I need to bring you with. You actually do have to come with me. The bus driver slash shop owner slash, I guess he actually works here too. Just dropped us off. I'm in the fire station unit of the, I don't actually know where I am. Nobody's here yet. I don't know what I'm doing in here.
Now, this might be the shortest flight in the world. It's also probably the smallest airport. So usually you try to get to the airport a couple hours early, right? Because you don't, you gotta catch your flight and you gotta get your bags checked and everything. Not here, no. 10 minutes. And definitely no Starbucks, unfortunately.
Starbucks, maybe? No. It's not the kind of store I was thinking.
Finally, someone showed up to get this party started.
I'm Isaiah.
Hi, Isaiah. I'm Graham. So Stuart brought you here today?
Yeah, Stuart dropped us off. Nice guy.
Yes. Most of the time.
Thank you very much. So this is the waiting room. Also, I think air traffic control.
Graham even showed me the top-of-the-line equipment they're working with at this state-of-the-art airport.
There's some really technical stuff in here.
Okay, all right. Binoculars?
As the plane was finally arriving, I also learned that the pilot's name is Mike McLeod, which is fitting since he's in the clouds. That's crazy. His name's Mike McLeod. That's crazy. What's even crazier is that I'm still wearing the same clothes since I left my house 4,260 miles away. And I know what you're thinking.
You probably smell terrible from several days of travel. Wrong, because I have native deodorant, you guys. This stuff dries quickly and stays on for up to 72 hours, even after moving and exercising, like I've clearly been doing the last couple of days. I brought with the sea salt and cedar, which, quite frankly, it smells amazing. And it stays on for up to 72 hours. Even when I'm moving about.
Native also offers plastic-free versions of their deodorant using the same formula.
Use the link in my description for 33% off 3 of your favorite scents from Native.
With my code, you can also get 20% off any body wash or toothpaste.
All right, let's go take this flight.
Turns out, Graham even watches YouTube.
So you're recording for
We're making a YouTube video. Do you watch YouTube at all?
Oh, yeah,
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
I have no idea.
You were supposed to say Isaiah Photo.
Isaiah.
But the weird stuff on YouTube.
You go to YouTube and you put in something.
Yep.
Cats farting.
Yeah. You'll find it. You'll find it. Cats farting. You'll find it. Don't Google that. We know what you're watching, Graham. We know what he's looking up.
I thought the plane to Kirkwall was small, but this plane, it holds a maximum of 8 people. It's basically a minivan with wings on it. I asked the pilot how long he's been taking this flight.
About 4 years flying these.
4 years. You fly it every day?
Just about, yeah.
Here we are. The world's shortest flight. You know when the food service comes around?
No, it's cancelled today.
No, got canceled today. We gotta time this sucker. I traveled 4,626 miles for this. I'm gonna get my moment. Here we go. Alright, folks, this is the shortest flight in the world. We're about to take off. You can't hear a word I'm saying, because I'm next to a giant motor. But in just one moment.
So, while I endure every little bump and gust of wind in this miniature-sized plane, I'm going to explain why a flight that typically lasts around 80 seconds even exists. Because, well, it probably sounds gravely irresponsible. I mean, we've all seen the headlines of Taylor Swift and her frequent grocery trips on her private jet. When I first heard about this flight, I, for one, thought that it had to be some sort of gimmick. As it turns out, the likes of T-Swizzle are not on this flight because it serves a very specific purpose that is quite literally a lifeline for the locals of these islands. The islands are made up of a pretty small population, and getting to and from each island is extremely inefficient. The alternative is a 20-minute boat ride over rocky water, and bridges are far too expensive to build. So this flight, although it only sits 8 people and flies for less than 2 minutes, is extremely important to the people of the Orkney Islands. But at the end of the day, it's just another flight. A freakishly short flight. And when I think about how I traveled thousands of miles just to be on it, it's all starting to feel pretty ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's actually really stupid. But the best part about this trip hasn't been the flight. It's about the people that I met while I'm here. Like Rakan, Winnie, Graham, they're genuinely cool people. Wow, Isaiah, you're getting super deep here. But hey, give me a break, okay? I'm just sitting on an extremely loud plane. I literally have nothing else to do. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm the kind of person who puts on headphones and tries to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. But the best part about this whole journey has literally been the layovers and experiences that I've had with the people on them. It's kind of like when you're watching the Super Bowl and you realize this game is super boring, but the commercials, well, they're pretty good. All right, this is taking forever though. Let's fast forward.
Moment of truth. Oh, okay, get ready, and that's it. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. There you have it. The world's shortest flight. Thanks, Mr. McLeod. Winnie, how's the rehearsal going?
It's going great. Nice.
And it turns out Winnie is a pretty dang good singer.
So, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Watch another one, please.